In Tacoma, Washington, 8th grade students were accidentally given flyers telling them how they could get an abortion and the legal age at which consensual sex could take place. Welcome back to Bible Bears, everyone. I'm Ryder Cullison. Okay, before I show you a brief video from Fox News, that's where it was reported, I'm going to tell you the joke of the day. We all look forward to this, right? All right. Why does nobody like a nosy pepper? Give up? Because they get jalapeno business. All right, let's roll this clip from Fox News, and then I will dive into some more details of what is actually included in this flyer.
Parents of 8th grade students at Stewart Middle School in Washington fuming after their kids brought home this flyer from their science teacher suggesting that they can get abortions and Plan B without parental consent. Tacoma School District telling Fox and Friends, quote, "It was a mistake by one teacher."
Okay, that's pretty disturbing. Now, this is a Planned Parenthood flyer. Allegedly, it was distributed to the school. The school said they did not want this distributed to the students. It was done accidentally. Maybe, maybe not. This is Washington State, after all. It was put into a binder with some other pre-approved items to hand out to students, and a new teacher, a science teacher, accidentally distributed it to the students. Now, in this flyer, in the section for abortions, it says, you do not need to get permission from your parent or guardian at any age. Okay, you might be thinking, well, maybe this flyer is aimed at high school students. No, it's definitely for 8th graders, okay? And I'll get to that in a minute. You can buy condoms at any age. You can buy Plan B, emergency contraception, at a local pharmacy without a prescription at any age. So basically, you were intimate the night before, you go buy this after birth, this after you-know-what killer, and a child at any age can purchase this without a prescription. You are allowed to get a prescription for birth control without your parent or guardian's permission. Okay, that's fantastic. Now, here's where it gets disturbing, and this is how we know it's not aimed at high schoolers, but at middle schoolers. Under the section about the legal age of consent, it says an 11-year-old can have sex with somebody 2 years older or less. So the flyer's saying, hey, 13-year-old, that would be an 8th grader, you can have sex with someone who's in the 6th grade. All right, why would these ages of consent be here for 11 and 12 or 13-year-olds if it were aimed at high schoolers? And I'm not saying it would be appropriate even aimed at high schoolers. As a Christian, we're not trying to encourage anything outside of marriage. But someone who's 25, 26, outside of marriage, look, we encourage them to get married. There's good reasons for this. But when you're encouraging 11, 12, 13-year-olds to do this, that's absolutely insane. It's irresponsible, and it's downright destructive and perhaps evil. So a minor who is 12 and 13 years old can have sex with somebody who is 3 years older or less. So a 13-year-old can have sex with a 16-year-old. So if, Josh pulls up in your yard in his Mustang to pick up your 8th grade daughter, your 8th grade daughter's read this pamphlet, she knows, hey, it's all cool for Josh, he's not going to go to jail tonight. Minors who are 14 and 15-year-olds can have sex with somebody who is 4 years older or less. So you could have a 19-year-old picking up your 15-year-old. So technically, that would be a college sophomore picking up your high school sophomore to go out onto the town. Okay? What is the purpose of encouraging this? I don't know, but I can speculate. This is a flyer sponsored by Planned Parenthood. How does Planned Parenthood make all their money? They make their money through abortions. Now, if you didn't realize, despite all the talk about abortion and opposing abortion, abortions are actually on the decline. We're at some of the lowest rates we've seen since Roe v. Wade was passed. Abortion peaked in the 80s, and now we're, according to the Guttmacher Institute, which is a pro-abortion group institute, we have abortions at a very low rate right now. That's not good for Planned Parenthood's business model. So, could they perhaps be encouraging children? And these are children. I don't care if they're 15, they're children. 11-year-old is definitely a child. They're encouraging children not only to have sex, but this sex clearly, when you have children at such a young age who probably aren't practicing safe sex, there's no contraceptives being used. What's going to happen? They're going to get pregnant. And now this flyer is saying, don't worry, you can go get an abortion without your parents' consent. It's okay. Or come to our clinic and we'll give you Plan B emergency contraception without your parents' consent. It's totally cool. I understand why Trump defunded Planned Parenthood. I'm on board with that. Okay? This is absolutely, like I said, irresponsible and downright vile. Now, and interestingly enough, in other news, the European Union recently, the Parliament for the European Union, I did not know they had a Parliament for the whole European Union, but they passed a resolution on Thursday calling abortion a fundamental right. They call it a fundamental right 10 times in this resolution. They say sexual and reproductive health and rights is an essential element of human dignity and is intrinsically linked to the achievement of gender equality and combating gender-based violence. So finally, some honesty there, because pro-abortionists have always said abortion is about rape and incest, but now we know really from this language what we've known all along, that abortion is about gender equality, because when a woman gets pregnant with a baby and the man goes off to pursue his career and abandons the baby, which is shameful and downright wrong, I'm not saying anything otherwise, but when that happens, the woman is then saddled with this baby and she can't pursue a career and maintain her status. She can't climb as many rungs as the man. So enter the abortion. The woman can pursue her career and climb the corporate ladder unencumbered just as the man can. That's why we have abortion. They don't care if it's a baby or not. They're never going to admit that a fetus inside your stomach is life or it's a baby. Thankfully, I'm hoping by this reduction in abortion that many people are catching on saying, hey, it is a life. You know, leave your comments below. How do you feel about this Planned Parenthood flyers? These people should not be allowed on the campuses of any public school. Not just a high school, but clearly not middle school. What they are encouraging is so irresponsible. I don't know how anybody on the left would agree with this. And I think you're going to see more moms and dads on the left going to school board meetings, regardless of what their politics are, and they're going to be protesting this. And when they find out who this is coming from, the Planned Parenthood, and from the people on the left, well, the 2022 midterm elections are going to be bloody for the liberals. You guys better tighten up. What say you guys? Put it in your comments below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And as always, I love you and have a blessed day.